Thank you for tuning into your number one station for news and updates. I'm your presenter Abdurrahman Yusuf, and tonight these are the stories that are making our headlines. Somaliland ready for dialogue to solve last Arnold squabble. Federal government of Somalia ratifies 45 million deal with International Organization for Migration. Governor of Benadir inspects reconstruction of the Somali Armed Forces Hospital. Odinga abrupt change, conversation over disruption. Breakaway region is ready to end the conflict in Las Arnaud through dialogue, just days after President Musa Bihi hailed the appointment of Abdikarim Hussein Guled as a Somali special envoy for talks with Somaliland.
Somaliland President Musa Bihi Abdi has said that the breakaway region is ready to end the conflict in Las Arnaud through dialogue, just days after Bihi hailed the appointment of Abdikarim Hussein Guled as the special envoy for talks with Somaliland. Speaking in Hargeisa, Bihi pointed out that people of Sanag and Sol were part of the Somaliland National Agreement and that their main concern should be to avoid war. He also accused the elders of SSC Khartoum for the ongoing fighting in Las Arnaud. Musa Bihi's comment comes 2 days after he welcomed the appointment of Abdikarim Hussein Guled as special envoy for talks with separatists region. Speaking at a ceremony held in Hargeisa, Bihi stressed that the appointment is a step taken forward, adding that Guled is an experienced politician who had previously led Somali government delegations dispatched to meet with Somaliland officials.
The World Bank will provide $45 million to drought-affected Somalis in the 3 major cities of the country, Mogadishu, Garowe and Baidoa. This follows the signing of an output agreement between the Public Works and Reconstruction and the International Organization for Migration. The World Bank will provide $45 million to support the thousands of drought-affected Somalis who have fled 3 major cities in the country. This follows the signing of an output agreement between the Ministry of Public Works and Reconstruction and the International Organization for Migration. The fund is being provided by World Bank under the ongoing Somalia Urban Resilience Project Phase 2 and will be administered by International Organization for Migration. The funds will benefit internally displaced people in Mogadishu, Garowe and Baidoa. According to International Organization for Migration, 1.3 million Somalis have been displaced by the drought-related conditions since January 2021. This adds to a further 1 million who were displaced during the 2017 drought. The Ministry of Public Works said International Organization for Migration, the government will provide much-needed nutrition and health services, along with shelter support, water, sanitation, hygiene, and multi-purpose cash transfer for the newly arriving IDPs in Mogadishu, Baidoa and Garowe, which are receiving high numbers of families seeking refuge from the ongoing severe drought in the country. The governor of Benadir region, who also doubles up as the mayor of Mogadishu, Yusuf Hussein Jimale, on Monday inspected the construction of the Somali Armed Forces Hospital, which is being built with the support of the Somali Banking Association. Here is a full story.
The governor of Benadir and mayor of Mogadishu, Yusuf Hussein Jimale, has inspected the ongoing reconstruction of the Somali Armed Forces Hospital, which is being funded by the Somali Banking Commission. The governor was accompanied on his tour by Deputy Commander of the Somali Armed Forces, Brigadier General Abbas Amin Ali, together with members of the Somali Banking Committee. Governor Jimale earlier made an appeal to the Somali Banking Committee by reconstructing the hospital. He thanked them for responding positively to his appeal, which he said will greatly contribute to motivating the forces in their efforts to restore peace in the country. Elsewhere, Governor Jimale received 18-year-old Ramla Abdullahi, who was a victim of torture and saw her serious injuries in her legs. He expressed sympathy over the serious injuries sustained by the victim, who is said to have been tortured by people at a house in Hamad Jajab, and added that she will be flown abroad for specialized treatment.
Kenya opposition leader Raila Odinga has called off anti-government protests scheduled on Monday following an appeal from President William Ruto. Odinga stated he is ready for dialogue. Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga has called off anti-government protests scheduled for Monday, saying he was ready for negotiations following an appeal from President William Ruto. Thousands have joined 3 marches over the past 2 weeks against high living costs and alleged fraud in the last year's vote. All have been met by violence, with at least 3 people killed, 400 wounded and some businesses looted. Odinga announced on Sunday evening he was calling off the 4th rally in response to Ruto's suggestion that they create a bipartisan parliamentary committee to work through concerns over electoral process. The opposition leader, who disputed Ruto's victory in 2022, said he saw the president's statements as an olive branch and a positive development. However, his party reserves the right to call for demonstrations should this process not bear fruit. The opposition has been pushing for reforms to the Electoral Commission, including stronger assurances that the president cannot pack the body with supporters. If there is no meaningful engagement or response from Ruto, the protest will begin again in 1 week, he said. Odinga also said the opposition will engage the government on high cost of living, which had galvanized many protesters. Ruto's government has scrapped subsidies on fuel, maize and electricity. Religious groups had urged the government and opposition to give a dialogue a chance to prevent the country from descending into post-election violence that left more than 1,200 people dead in 2007. In a nationwide address earlier in the evening, Ruto appealed for Odinga to work through parliament, not the state, but he ruled out striking an alliance of any kind with his foe. The instability in Kenya has prompted international concern, with the United States, United Kingdom, among other foreign missions calling for restraint. The African Union has also appealed for a peaceful end to the chaos that saw riot police firing tear gas and water cannon at protesters, as well as places of worship, properties, businesses and cars set aflame. Thank you for staying with us. That's all we had prepared for you tonight from our desk here in Mogadishu. I was the presenter Abdurrahman Yusuf. Have yourself a blessed night.